In a world more advanced than ever before, why do we still feel so empty inside? Surrounded by glowing screens, endless notifications, and the pressure to stay constantly productive, we live in an age of extraordinary progress and yet unprecedented confusion. Our cities never sleep, our minds never rest, and our hearts rarely feel peace. We work harder, move faster, and achieve more than any generation before us. But somehow, fulfillment remains just out of reach. We have conquered the external world, built machines that think, networks that connect billions, and markets that never close, yet we remain strangers to our own inner world. Every morning, millions wake with the same silent ache, a feeling that something essential is missing, though we cannot name what it is. We scroll, consume, compete, and compare, hoping to find meaning through validation, but each achievement fades, leaving behind only the echo of the next desire. Stress, anxiety, burnout, and emotional numbness are no longer exceptions. They are the rhythm of modern life. We have learned how to build empires, but not how to find stillness. How to design systems, but not how to understand ourselves. And so we ask, with quiet desperation, what does an ancient philosophy like Buddhism have to offer a generation obsessed with innovation, speed, and success? Can teachings born under the Bodhi tree still speak to those who live under fluorescent lights? The truth is, perhaps we don't need more data, more theories, or more strategies. What we truly need is wisdom, timeless, grounded, living wisdom. As the Buddha once said, better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Because no matter how far technology evolves, the greatest frontier we will ever face is the one within the restless, untamed mind that shapes every aspect of our reality. Suffering, a word we often avoid, yet it quietly defines much of our existence. In the modern world, suffering doesn't always appear as physical pain. It wears new masks: stress, exhaustion, insecurity, disappointment, and the endless sense of not being enough. We chase success, love, recognition, and meaning, only to find that even when we have them, peace still slips through our fingers. More than 2,500 years ago, the Buddha saw this same truth and revealed what he called the Four Noble Truths, not as doctrines to be believed, but as insights to be experienced. They remain as alive today as ever, perhaps even more relevant in this restless age. The first truth is dukkha, suffering, or more precisely, the dissatisfaction woven into life itself. We feel it every time a goal loses its meaning, every time we compare ourselves to others and come up short, every time we achieve something, only to wonder, what's next? Suffering today is burnout after years of overwork, the anxiety of constant change, the loneliness of endless connection. The second truth is samudaya, the origin of suffering. It arises from craving, from attachment, from the insatiable desire to control what cannot be controlled. We cling to money, status, and identity, believing they will protect us from the pain of impermanence. But the tighter we hold on, the more fragile we become. A young entrepreneur fails and feels worthless because his identity was built on success. A person loses followers online and suddenly questions their own value. We mistake the mask for the self, and when the mask cracks, so do we. The third truth is nirodha, the cessation of suffering. It is the quiet revelation that peace is possible, not by conquering the world, but by releasing our grip on it. When we stop feeding the fire of craving, the fire goes out. This is not passive resignation, but freedom, the ability to engage with life fully without being enslaved by it. Letting go does not mean losing. It means seeing clearly that what we cling to was never truly ours. The fourth truth is Magga the path, known as the Noble Eightfold Path, which the Buddha described as the way to liberation. It is not a list of rules, but a guide to right living, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. In today's language, it is a way of realigning our minds and actions with clarity, compassion, and awareness. It is mindfulness at work, ethics in business, balance in ambition, and honesty in self-reflection. When we look deeply, we see that the Four Noble Truths are not abstract philosophy, they are the psychology of the human condition. They explain why we suffer, how we create that suffering, and how we can end it. The Buddha did not promise a world without pain. He offered a way to suffer less, to suffer wisely, to transform pain into understanding. And that is the beginning of real freedom. Because when you understand the root of suffering, you no longer seek to escape it. You learn to face it. You stop running from your pain and start listening to what it's trying to teach you. The heartbeat of anxiety slows. The noise of ambition fades. And in the quiet that follows, you begin to realize that liberation was never somewhere else. It was within you all along. In the modern world, work has become more than just a means of survival. It has become our identity. We introduce ourselves by what we do, not who we are. And yet, this very identification with our roles, our achievements, our titles, is what often leads to exhaustion, competition, and the quiet fear of not being enough. Buddhism offers a different way, a path of mindful action and selfless engagement, where work is not just about producing results, but about cultivating presence, wisdom, and compassion through every task we perform. The Buddha taught Chan Niyam right mindfulness, not as a mystical idea, but as a way to bring awareness into each moment of life. In the workplace, this means being fully present with what we are doing, without being lost in the chase for outcomes. When we act with mindfulness, our attention is no longer fragmented between what happened yesterday and what might happen tomorrow. We bring the fullness of our being to the task at hand. A designer, a teacher, a manager, anyone who works with awareness transforms ordinary labor into a form of meditation. The work itself becomes a mirror for the mind. The second principle, Vo Na, non-self, reminds us that our true worth is not defined by external success or failure. When we let go of the constant need to prove ourselves, we become lighter, more creative, and more authentic. In business, this means shifting from competition to contribution, from asking, "How can I win?" to "How can I serve?" True success, from a Buddhist perspective, is measured not by how much we take, but by how much genuine value we create for others. Consider the CEO who begins each meeting with 10 minutes of meditation. By grounding himself in stillness, he reduces the noise of ego and emotion, allowing clarity to emerge. His decisions are wiser, his presence calmer, his team more at ease. Or the salesperson who practices compassion before each conversation, not manipulating needs, but truly listening to them. Such a person does not merely sell a product. They build trust, understanding, and human connection. Mindfulness in work does not mean working less or lacking ambition. It means working with awareness, balance, and purpose. It transforms stress into focus, chaos into order, and competition into cooperation. A mindful worker is not driven by fear of failure or hunger for recognition, but by the quiet joy of doing something well simply for its own sake. As Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Work is only joyful when we know how to work in mindfulness." Whether you are a leader or a worker, a creator or an entrepreneur, the essence is the same: to bring consciousness into every action. Because when you work like you meditate, not to win or lose, but to live each second fully, your labor becomes a path of liberation. Work is meditation, not to defeat others, but to awaken yourself in every breath, every gesture, every moment. In today's hyper-connected world, we live in an era of constant performance. Every scroll, every post, every notification becomes a mirror reflecting who we think we should be. Social media has turned life into a stage, a never-ending competition for attention, validation, and identity. We craft perfect images, count invisible approval, and silently measure our worth against others. Yet, beneath the filters and the noise, something vital slips away: our stillness, our sense of simply being. Buddhism calls this illusion the self, the false image we cling to and defend as me. The Buddha taught Vajrayana, or non-self, not to deny existence, but to show that what we call I is merely a flow of changing experiences, thoughts, emotions, sensations, none of which we truly own. But modern society teaches the opposite. Build your brand, define yourself, stand out. The result is subtle: suffering, the anxiety of never feeling enough, the loneliness of constant comparison, the pressure to always appear happy, successful, and right. The ego whispers, I must be better, I must be right, I must be seen. Yet that voice is precisely what binds us to dissatisfaction. When we are trapped in the need to win, to be admired, to prove our worth, our peace depends on forces we cannot control: others' opinions, trends, and fleeting validation. Psychology confirms what the Buddha taught millennia ago. The more we chase external approval, the more fragile our sense of self becomes. Mindfulness research shows that those who practice present moment awareness, even a few minutes a day, experience lower anxiety, greater empathy, and deeper life satisfaction. The middle way, or Trung Dao, offers balance between indulgence and denial, between chasing the self and rejecting it. It is not about withdrawing from the world, but moving through it without being consumed by it. To be on social media yet not be possessed by it. To express but not to perform. To connect but not to compare. Imagine someone endlessly scrolling through the digital crowd. The pulse quickens, the mind tightens, self-doubt grows. Then, in a quiet moment, they turn off the screen and step outside. The world is still there: the breeze, the light, the sound of life continuing effortlessly. In that simple breath, they remember what it feels like to just exist, not as an image, but as awareness itself. You don't need to conquer the world. You only need not to lose yourself. Because freedom begins the moment you stop needing to be seen. When you release the craving to be recognized, you no longer chase shadows. You awaken to the peace that was never gone, only hidden behind the illusion of I. In an age defined by speed, innovation, and limitless ambition, the world finds itself at a crossroads. Humanity has reached extraordinary levels of intelligence. We've built machines that can think, created networks that connect every corner of the planet, and unlock the secrets of the atom and the genome. Yet for all our brilliance, something essential has been forgotten: compassion. The Buddha called it karuna, the deep understanding of another's suffering and the wish to alleviate it. Compassion is not a feeling of pity. It is the highest form of intelligence, the wisdom of the heart. True compassion is not weakness. It is strength born from understanding. To be compassionate in a chaotic world is to stay soft when everything pushes you to harden, to remain kind when others grow cynical, to keep your heart open when fear tells you to close it. Compassion transforms how we work, how we lead, how we live. In business, compassion creates trust, and trust is the foundation of every lasting brand. A company guided by empathy doesn't need to shout through advertisements. Its actions speak louder than any slogan. When leaders make decisions not from ego but from awareness of how those decisions affect others, they create not just profits, but purpose. Look at the rise of B corporations, or companies that balance purpose and profit, businesses that understand that sustainability begins not with marketing, but with morality. Look at the movement for ESG, environmental, social, and governance, values an evolution of capitalism itself, where responsibility becomes more important than dominance. Behind these movements lies the echo of ancient wisdom. Growth without compassion is destruction. Progress without conscience is decay. In the realm of technology, this truth becomes even clearer. Artificial intelligence may surpass human logic, but it cannot feel. It can calculate patterns of behavior, but cannot understand pain. It can process data, but not empathy. Only humans guided by compassion can ensure that the tools we create serve humanity rather than enslave it. The Buddha once said, "A kind heart is the source of all happiness." In the age of AI, perhaps that teaching has never been more urgent. For technology without compassion becomes a weapon, but with compassion, it becomes a force for healing, education, and connection. Even modern leadership has begun to rediscover this truth. Around the world, conscious leaders and CEOs now turn to meditation, mindfulness, and compassion training, not as trends, but as survival tools. They have learned that power without humility isolates, while empathy unites. A mindful leader listens deeply, acts wisely, and leads not by command, but by example. Compassion and wisdom are the twin wings of enlightenment. One without the other cannot fly. As the Buddha taught, wisdom without compassion is cold. Compassion without wisdom is blind. When the two move together, they form a new kind of intelligence, one that sees clearly, feels deeply, and acts selflessly. This is the energy the modern world needs most, not faster algorithms, not greater efficiency, but a heart awake to the interdependence of all life. Because the future will not belong to those who know the most, but to those who understand the most and care the deepest. In a world obsessed with speed, noise, and constant motion, wisdom only becomes real when it is lived, when it turns into breath, awareness, and presence. Buddhist philosophy is not meant to stay in temples or books. It is meant to be practiced, moment by moment, in the ordinary rhythm of our days. The Buddha said, "The mind is the forerunner of all things. Master your mind and you master your life." Meditation is not about escaping reality or silencing thoughts. It is about waking up, about seeing things as they truly are. It begins simply. In the morning, sit quietly for 5 minutes. Feel the air entering and leaving your body. No goals, no expectations, just awareness. I am breathing. I am alive. That small ritual becomes a doorway into clarity. During the day, when challenges appear and emotions rise, pause for 3 seconds before reacting. When someone annoys you or an email frustrates you, take one conscious breath and ask yourself, is this really worth losing my peace for? In those 3 seconds, you are free. You are no longer controlled by impulse. You are guided by wisdom. In the evening, before sleep, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be grand: a warm meal, a laugh with a friend, the sound of rain. Gratitude brings the mind home, back to stillness, back to the heart. When conflict arises, the mindful person doesn't try to win the argument. They win over their anger. Before speaking, they breathe. Before reacting, they smile. They understand that silence, when born from awareness, can sometimes be the loudest form of understanding. In the modern world, even the greatest companies have rediscovered this ancient truth. At Google, employees join a program called Search Inside Yourself, using mindfulness to manage stress and make wiser decisions. At Apple, Steve Jobs once said, "Meditation helps me see things more clearly. It's like cleaning the dust off the lens of my mind." These are not trends. They are signs that the wisdom of the East is guiding the future of the West. Mindfulness is not limited to a meditation cushion or a quiet temple. It is when you wash dishes and know you are washing dishes. It is when you type an email with full awareness of your breath. It is when you walk, eat, work, or speak with presence. To live mindfully is to come home to yourself, to live each moment fully awake, fully alive. Mindfulness is not just in the temple. It is in every heartbeat of your existence. In the final part of our journey, let us return to the essence of Buddhism, not as a religion, but as a path of awareness. The Buddha never asked for blind faith. He invited humanity to see clearly, to look within, to understand reality as it is, and to awaken from illusion. Buddhism is not about worshiping an external figure. It is about realizing the truth that already exists within each of us. In today's modern world, where speed and noise dominate, we have gained the world but often lost ourselves. We chase success, approval, and endless distractions, forgetting that peace has always been waiting in silence. The teachings of the Buddha remind us that the greatest revolution is an inner revolution, one that replaces ignorance with understanding, hatred with compassion, and fear with awareness. Our planet is facing crises of the mind, anxiety, loneliness, and disconnection. Technology has connected us through screens, but separated us in spirit. More than ever, the world needs not more beliefs, but more awareness. Not more arguments, but more understanding. Not more possessions, but more presence. To be awake, as the Buddha taught, means to see things as they truly are, not filtered by ego, desire, or fear. When we see clearly, compassion naturally arises. We begin to understand that the suffering of others is not separate from our own. From this understanding, peace becomes possible not as an idea, but as a living reality. The future of humanity depends on this awakening, not a collective movement of ideology, but a personal transformation of consciousness. Every act of mindfulness, every moment of compassion is a small light against the darkness of ignorance. Together, these lights can illuminate the world. So, as we end this journey, remember, Buddhism is not about believing, it's about seeing. It's not about escaping life, it's about understanding it deeply. And it's not about the next world, it's about being fully alive in this one.